Hi, and welcome to another 2-Minute Tuesday. In today's video, we're going to take a look at an Excel template to not only create an OData connection to your Acumatica ERP system, but also uses an interactive selection criteria to format the URL that makes the connection to your database. This will allow you to filter the results of the query on the fly. But first, a word from our sponsor.
An arris is the sharp edge formed by the intersection of arches. Where the two complex shapes meet, a simple shape is formed. At Arris Consulting, the arris represents the point where the complex becomes simple. Whether you need implementation assistance, training, or business intelligence services, Arris Consulting is there to help your ERP system evolve. Arris Consulting, we make the complex simple.
Here's the spreadsheet that we'll be using today. I won't be delving into its technical details in this video, but if you're interested in seeing how that works in a future episode, let me know down in the comments. Instead, I'll guide you through how to set it up for your own use, and I'm going to try to do it in 2 minutes or less. Let's put 2 minutes on the clock. We'll be interacting with the top section of the spreadsheet. The bottom portion is for informational purposes only. Let's start with the top left section. For the server parameter, enter your server name here. The format will vary a little bit depending on whether you're in the cloud or on-premise. For today's example, I'll connect to an on-premise environment. For the instance, you specify the instance of your Acumatica environment. This will likely only exist for an on-premise install. Today we'll be using the training environment. If you're unsure where to find these values, check with your system admin. For the tenant, you'll fill in your tenant name. Now on to the good stuff. For the GI, we'll enter the ID of the generic inquiry that we want to run. Filter determines if filters are applied. If you set it to yes, then the filters from the selection criteria table will be used. Otherwise, they will be ignored. Order by allows you to add a sort field to your data. Use the alias column names from the generic inquiry. Order direction allows you to specify an ascending or descending sort. Rows to return specifies how many records you want to retrieve. Leave blank for all. We'll use 10 for this one to get a top 10. Fields to include allows you to customize which fields you want to include in your query. You can use a comma-separated list, or if you leave it blank, it'll just return all columns. The URL parameter is the formula behind this URL builder. The final URL is displayed in the final URL field. If troubleshooting, you can paste that value into your browser and check your results manually. Our selection criteria table is pre-populated with a couple of filters. You can add or remove filters as you see fit. For our example, one filters the customer to AA customer and the other filters for a requested on date of less than today. Below that, you'll see a list of field types and operations for reference when filling out the selection criteria table. And with that, our sheet is ready. Click the Refresh All on the Data tab in Excel to use the final URL and pull the data into your spreadsheet's Data tab. When prompted for credentials, navigate to the Basic tab and fill in the user ID and password appropriate for running your inquiry. And there's our data. Because we had the filter settings set to no, our selection criteria was not used for this query. We'll go ahead and change it to yes and run it again just so you can see how that works. And now our filters are applied. I hope you find this tool as exciting as I did. There's a link to this spreadsheet in the description as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any ideas for future video topics, leave us a comment down below.